Season 2 of Squid Game introduced us to a wide array of new and interesting characters, from the officer to an abundance of new contestants and even the captain of the ship. However, there was one character in particular that I found the most interesting, and that was Kang No-Eul, soldier number 11 that was working on the island in the games and killing people that were eliminated. She's a deeply complex individual with moral complexities that cause her to act differently to the other soldiers, and she's been through life experiences that also make her resonate with certain contestants such as number 246. So with that, I thought I'd take a deeper look at the character and explain all that there possibly is to know about her, and determine why she's acting like the way that she is. So let's get into it. Here is Squid Game Season 2 Kang No-Eul Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. Kang No-Eul has an extremely interesting backstory in the sense that she's originally from North Korea and was a soldier in the Korean People's Army, but she managed to escape to the south. She defected due to killing her superior officer and ended up crossing the border and escaping because of that. Due to her killing her superior officer, it meant that a team was sent after her in pursuit, and with her needing to flee in the manner that she did, it meant that she needed to leave her newborn baby daughter behind. When she fled, she actually managed to kill the team that were after her with a single rifle, and also made her way over the demarcation line. This was what piqued the officer's interest in her for being a soldier in the games. Her not being with her daughter is something that clearly motivates her in the present day and has impacted her deeply. As when we first picked up with her and were introduced to her, she had a deep sense of care towards Gi-Hun, a young girl that was in the amusement park that liked the outfit that she was dressed up in. Plus, she also hired somebody to locate her daughter in the north with the hopes of them being able to bring her to the south so that they could be reunited. This was her main sense of motivation in the early parts of the season, and what was keeping her going, the hope of one day being with her daughter again. However, with her being told that it wasn't possible for her daughter to be found by the investigator, that was what led her to ultimately be a soldier in the games in this season. There was no longer a sense of happiness in her life and a reason to be human, so to speak. The girl at the amusement park and the act of No-Eul burning her drawing was quite a symbolic and powerful moment. Gi-Hun was a sick girl whose father couldn't afford the bone marrow transplant that she needed in order to help her get better. And there was an ounce of kindness that No-Eul showed when she went to the hospital to visit the young girl, and she returned the red hat that she dropped on the ground as she was being taken away. This showed that there was humanity that was inside of No-Eul, despite us seeing the horrific things that she eventually went on to do to the contestants in the games. The burning of the drawing that Gi-Hun gave to her was something that I felt symbolized her letting go of the human side to her before she got recruited. That soft, caring side that had a smile, even in the darkest of times, couldn't be something that she brought into the games with her. Because if she did, she knew that she wouldn't be able to fulfill the job that she'd been hired to do. She was becoming that very soldier that she was in the Korean People's Army, and losing all of the emotions that she was holding on to was something that she needed to do. Even the very hope of her one day being able to find her daughter was something that she had to let go of too, because that very prospect was dwindling away and weighing heavy on her, despite the officer saying that he could help her find her. We've seen in the show that she's a skilled marksman, as she was one of the snipers in Red Light Green Light, and that was a skill that she probably picked up after being a soldier in the army when she was in the north. The shapes on the masks of the soldiers tend to have a hierarchical system, in the sense that the circle-shaped masks are the lowest rank of soldiers. Then it's the triangle-shaped masks, which is the second level of rank, where these ones have the ability of enforcing rules and eliminating players. And then there are the square-masked individuals, which are the people managers, and they manage the soldiers completely. Kang No-Eul is of the second rank, which means that she can enforce rules and go against other soldiers if they are below her, and if she disagrees with them. This is something that we saw in the show when she was ensuring that all of the players were actually being killed by the soldiers when they were eliminated, and not being kept alive so their body parts and organs could be harvested, which is an operation that it seems like the officer is enforcing and running. When participants would be left alive, if she'd see them, then she'd make sure that she would confirm the kill herself so it couldn't happen. Even if it meant looking them in the eyes whilst they were begging for their life, or even after being saved after they thought that they were going to die. She was putting them out of their misery because they'd essentially be going through torture if they were kept alive. She has no fear inside of the games, even when sat with the officer. She was originally recruited by the officer around 7 years ago from the date of Season 2. He saw her when she was lying in hospital after escaping across the demarcation line. So it was a long time coming for her to be a soldier. Whilst she's been working as a soldier, we've seen that she has a deep connection with the contestant 246. This person is in fact Na-Yeon's father that she encountered at the theme park when she worked there. She first noticed him during the red light green light game when she was looking through her scope, and when she saw him there was a look of shock on her face. And I feel that happened because she saw somebody that she was familiar with from the outside, and she also knew his daughter. This meant that it brought her back to reality. When she's inside of the games, she's not in reality. She's doing a job and she loses every ounce of her humanity. So the very idea that she may have to pull the trigger on him is something that I don't think she'd want to do. She knows what it's like to lose a daughter, and in knowing that he's got a sick child that he could lose if he doesn't get the money, and also how it would break the daughter if she killed him, it puts her in an awkward situation where her morals and her humanity has to be in the equation, something that she previously had to shut out. We did see a triangle masked soldier approach participant 246 and point their weapon at him in the season 2 finale, and I feel like that could well have been her. Even though she pointed her weapon at him, I don't think she actually harmed him. It looked like she was going to kill him, but I really don't think she would because of those very reasons that I mentioned above. What's interesting about Kang No-Eul is that the two jobs that we've seen her in, she's covered her face and had a mask on, the amusement park and a soldier in the games. This is almost as if to show the world that she doesn't want to be seen and she doesn't want to be noticed for how she is. She's not got the life that she wants as she's not with her daughter, and I think the wearing of a mask in both of the two professions that we've seen her in is very telling of that. I feel like the future of No-Eul is one that's going to be exciting to follow when the show returns for season 3. I actually think she could be the catalyst for Gi-Hun and the rest of the contestants to progress in their battle of being able to approach the Frontman and potentially destroy the games for good. She has morals unlike the other soldiers that we've seen working there, and I think 246 being there is what's going to cause a crack in her wall of losing humanity. And she'll end up seeing these people for the struggling individuals that they actually are, and she'll end up switching sides. I don't think she'll be reunited with her daughter, but I think it's her mourning not being with her which is going to also drive her to want to help the likes of 246 in getting back to Na-Yeon safely and show some kindness. We've seen her smile, so we know that she can. It's going to be interesting to see where this character goes, and if the route is going to be as predictable as her just switching sides. I imagine if she does, she's going to have many of the soldiers turning on her and making her life extremely difficult. So, there you have it, Squid Game Season 2 Kang No-Eul Explained. If you want to see a full breakdown of Squid Game Season 2, then click on the card in the top corner. I've also explained every game of Squid Game Season 2, so that video should be there as well. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What do you think of Kang No-Eul? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks for tuning into the video and I'll see you in the next one.